Hello everyone and welcome to the 20th round of the Speed Force Racing GP4 division, and we will be racing at the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez track, where the championship can be decided today in GP4, with Dive 36 leading the way by 11 points against Eric Slim, and they are both here, as you can see, in currently 5th and 6th on the timetable, and Dai needs to finish in the top 3 to get 15 points to be champion, but that's a if Eric Slim doesn't score. Here you have the man himself in the S10. And in terms of the constructors, it looks like it's going to be decided today. It's I think 70 plus points in advantage of Williams, so there needs to be a miracle happening if they will lose it. So I'm sure we can give one championship away, or crown of course, and that's in the advantage of Dive 36 and Shadow Lancer, who got a podium last week, a double Williams podium, which made it possible that they are in the position as they are right now. And we're gonna take a look firstly at the Mercedes, which is Kaya, who last week was reserving in the Williams and didn't score any points, so I don't think they were too satisfied about that one. As there were 11 drivers finishing that race, and he was the one who finished 11th. So not really a great day at the office last week at Saudi Arabia for Kaya. But he is on the fly right now at the Mexico track, which is not the easiest track to attack, as the second sector could be your favorite, or you could really hate this track, as we will go on board with Kaya. But this is where the S section starts. It's really fast, let's say almost full throttle if you manage it perfectly, but that's the difficult part. That's really difficult. Turning into the stadium section, maybe one of the most beautiful places there are on the circuit since Formula 1 came back in 2015, as Kaya did validate its lap. So we will go to one of the S10s. Oh no, we go to Shadow, who puts a time on the board, 1:17.5. We go to Eric Slim, who has invalidated his lap. Not the start he wanted, of course. We take a look at the unbeaten sign. Is medium run now. You see quite often that some are firstly attacking on the mediums, then later switch back to the soft, and then we go for the time attack. As we already lost MCFC, but had he a qualifying bank. That's the word I was looking for. Williams is to the top with 1:16.3. Currently the fastest in the Alpine. That's fellow Eric Slim, who needs to score more points than Die 36's rival to have a good shot at the final race in Abu Dhabi. It's only 11 points, so that's if you can take some points off, then it will be really important. For now we have 1-2 for the Aston Martin squad, with Arslan topping the timesheets with his teammate Hunter in second place. Both going into the 1:15s. That's the time we are going to look at. Dan in the Alfa Romeo goes to 5th place. I haven't seen him earlier in GP4, so I'm looking forward to see what he is, what he can do, or what he's been able to. We have Die on the out lap currently. Goes out of sync. I will probably do 2 runs, I think. Well, he could do 3, but it's obviously his choice. Nobody's around him. So we will follow Die for this whole lap to see if he can beat the time of Eric Slim. Also our pole position master, we almost could say I'm just in time, is also in this session, so let's see what he has got in the pace or in his car to maybe set it on pole position. But one thing is for sure, Die won't get to professional pole on this lap because he has invalidated this time. He cut out the corner at turn 3, and that costed him quite bigly. So will he now do a cool down lap and then we'll go for it again, or will he just go a little bit and pick another set of rubber? We've got Gijs in the Ferrari, who joined mid-session. I think he's on GP5, but he can taste the level of the GP4 guys. And is it preparation for next season? Yeah, maybe. Obviously with the new game and different cars, you can't really judge if we see all those 18 drivers again in GP4, but we will see. Sonegal has done some laps here. Has gone up to 8th place, currently the best medium runner, as you would presume you'll see all laps on the softs in the qualifying session. So currently it's good enough for 8th place, faster than Ryan Verdon we'll see here, but also Shadowlands, Unbeaten Sign and Push. Kaya, Biff, Die, I'm just in time in early class, haven't set a lap time yet. Oh, we see a spin for Biff at also the stadium section part. It's at the end of the first sector, and I think he just ran quite wide. Die, did he invalidate again? I think he did. So I'm sure he'll now go to the pits and prepare himself again and go for another run. I'm just timed it also invalidated this lap, and earlier class didn't, and will set the time on the board. He goes up to 4th, a really impressive time by earlier class, 1:16.5. A great job from the McLaren driver, who was currently a second faster than his teammate, but his teammate set his time on mediums, like we saw earlier on in the stream. VSL has crashed and lost his front wing. Might probably go too much through the second part of the track. We have fellow Eric Flynn, who is a little bit up on his time. It's 8/100ths. And how will he survive second sector? Oh, he lost the rear end, and luckily he only lost his front wing, but I think he did the same as VSL. He had too much speed going out of the S section, and then he forced some unbalance into the car and lost his front wing. So he knows the limit there. But Dyer has now gone to second place with 1:15.4, but on 3 lap old softs. That's really important to know. And just in time crashes out. Go on board with Potch if we can take a look on what happened. Quite a weird place to put it in the wall there. I have never seen it personally, but there are always people that have a different approach to trying out some things, should say. My full lost. He is a second above his time and goes through. So his lap will be abandoned, let's say. Who's further on the lap? Sonic is on the lap. He has switched to the soft. Was a little bit of track, but the game allows him and not give him a track limit warning and invalidation, of course. Around the final corner, Sonic goes, and will he put it on pole? Nope, 17.4. Don't know why I say pole, but you always want to make some excitement. Gijs has started his second flyer, I believe. And Biff is on a out lap. VSL after he lost again his front wing. That's not something familiar we always see. Classes on the out lap, same as Dan KHD La. I think you pronounce it that way, but I will just call him Dan in the over. It was quite close to the wall actually. Gijs has validated his lap. Let's follow Biff for this one. The second Red Bull. Sonic was, by the way, got up to P3 on the list. Breaks into the 115s. So that might change a lot after the top. Or Sonic maybe has really good pace at the minute. Will Biff have really good pace? Not really for the qualifying on this lap. So 117.8. We have Earlier who was dropped to 6th place on the grid currently. Normally he qualifies around the top 10, but if it stays like this, I think it will be his personal best, as Gasolodion goes to P5, 116.1, and Earlier seems like he backed off on this one. He's 3 tenths slower. .180, not an improvement. And he's not giving a slipstream his teammate a tow, I would say. Here we have him. You not see any sign of his teammate giving him a tow whatsoever. And here we have Dai, who was on a flyer, and he wants to improve his time so he don't have to start with that old set of softs. The sign has crashed out, and he will have to start from pretty much back of the grid, as maybe Dai got held. Yeah, he backed off on this one, and he got Eric Slim behind him. That's quite funny to see. So we'll follow them both to see how things are looking for them. Dan is also out of the session. I think he retired in pits, so that's not damage taken for him. But we're going to the first sector split, and will this also be a few for us in the race with a few sectors between them? I didn't saw the sector split of Slim, but who's going to be in front of each other? That's obviously the most important thing. Oh, Dai with a massive moment coming out of the SS. Hunter puts it on top, a 1:15.2, and Dai isn't faster. Dai isn't going faster at the minute. But will he take it to pole? But Slim is really closing in. And Dai aborted his lap, and Slim goes to the top with a 1:15.0 and has got his teammate between him and his championship rival. Interesting, as the checkered flag is out. And for Sonic all surprises maybe. He's already doing a phenomenal job to qualify in currently in 5th place. We will see what's even more possible. We go to Dan. Energy Dan. The winner of the Brazilian Grand Prix, but will he also get a good result in Mexico. It will be 8th place for now. Just slightly behind Gasolodion in 7th. Ryan Verdun qualifies in the top 10 and goes into the pits. Then we go to Sonic Hall, who isn't going faster through the second sector, but will he improve? Just not. He just missed out, so he qualifies in 5th place. And then Poch was 7 seconds of his time. Oh, Kaya crashed into pit entry actually. So this is your qualifying then, with Eric Slim topping the timesheets with a 1:15.0. We didn't got into the 1:14s, which would have been really impressive. but it's a Aston Martin 1-2 for the Mexican Grand Prix, the 20th round of championship, and it's a really important one because this is the day that Dai can win the championship, and Eric Slim needs to avoid that. Here are your qualifying results. As we said, the top 3 we know, Slim, Hunter and Dai. In 4th we have a surprising few names with Poch in 4th and Sonical in 5th. WSL crashed 2 times in quali, started 6th. Gastelodion from GP5 joins GP4 in 7th place on the grid, in front 6,000 in front of Energy Dan. Ryan Van Noom qualifies into the top 10 with 9th place. Euroglass got into the top 10, dropped off at the final minutes. And outside of the top 10 are mindful what. Dan, Shadowlancer, unbeaten sign on the medium, but we know and we saw from the onboard of Dai that he crashed out. Biff starts in P15, Kaya in P16, Paul joined very late in the qualifying. He will start from the back, but we know he's got decent race pace overall. MGFC didn't set a time, and same as I'm Just In Time, who didn't set a time. So that was my humor for now. And we will move on to the race, which is going to be very exciting, I'm sure of. We're still waiting to load into the race session. So hopefully everyone stays calm. Or maybe I'm just impatient. There we are, on a sunny day for the race. And let's see what the race will be and what everyone's strategy will be today. And we saw in real life that the rundown to turn 1 is really important, because it's a really long rundown, and the man who's in pole, which is Alex Slim, might be a disadvantage if a guy gets the perfect slipstream to get an attack and maybe take over the first position of the race. But maybe Hunter can play a part, but we have also Potch and Sonegal be in the top 5 who maybe can go for their own successes and go for day victories, as I would like to call it. The formation lap is underway with the Astral front row decide to go. We'll take a look at the tires with the top 10, as you know, on the soft. Mindful Offspring P11 will start on the medium tire, then we'll start on the soft. Shadowlands and Unbeaten Sign on the 7th row on the grid will start both on the medium tire. Biff starts in the P15 on the soft, Kaya 16th, Paul 17th, MCFC 18th, Anderson Time 19th, all on the medium tire. What is going through the mind of Eric Slim? What strategy will he play for the first lap? And will his race pace be good enough to hold off Die? It's an important day for the Aston Martins. If they still want to win the constructors, then they need to get a perfect one too, and today is the day that the Williams team can become a constructors championship, but we'll take a close eye on that one. The last driver has ended his grid slot, so we can prepare ourselves for the Grand Prix of Mexico. The 5 lights are on, and the Speed Force Racing GP4 division is underway with an incredible start from Hunter. Here we go to turn 1. And it looks like we have a Williams and the Aston Martin as the Red Bull of Sonegal goes up, but we have Die into the lead of the Mexican Grand Prix. We have Slim closely behind, but will he go for attack on turn 3? No, he won't. And Potch is going up to 3rd place, but Hunter goes around the outside and avoids that there's a car between him and his teammate. But an incredible start from the Williams driver, who is now into the lead. And this is something Eric Slim doesn't want to see. We go a little bit further back as Unbeaten Sign is dropping off. Who I think they just only spawned, so that's okay. It's quite busy here at the back, with probably some drivers who have taken damage, as Sonegal is a really big loser out of this one. There are a lot of drivers going into the pits. Those are 2 Alfa Romeos, WSL also, Shadowlands and MCFC. So 5 drivers move into the pits as Castellodium goes up to P11 on the track. Biff is up to 9th. Ryan Verdooms at the safety tools, he's doing a familiar job, and Energy then for luckily one of the fewest time he can carry on without taking damage on the first lap. Both Red Bulls are switching positions. Normally in real life that's for P1, but in SFR and currently it's for P9. With Sonico currently in front of Biff. They are challenged by Castellodium in the Ferrari, so it looks like it's a real life battle, but then it should be higher up in the order. The DRS has been enabled, so if there's Slim stays in a second, then he can use the DRS. So that will be really important. But can he keep up with dive through this section? It's a little bit more difficult for these type of cars. But he is closing in a little bit in this third sector. I said first, but I mean the third sector, of course. They already created the gap of 2 seconds to Hunter, so you can really see who are the best drivers of this division. Diane and Slim are really from a different class. But will Slim make a move? Not yet. As Biff drops down the order, who has spun, and we have a Virgil. Don't know what he's doing. He is deliberately, I almost will say, taking damage to the car as Paul goes into the pits. And changes a new front wing. And goes to the softs for now. And looking at the battle for third place, it's really close in match between Hunter and Potch. Or maybe it's only because of the Virgil safety car. And who has got the best reaction time in front? When are we going back to green? Well, if it ends now for Potch, then it will be... Oh, and it ends now, so that's unbelievably good timing from Potch, and he moves up to third place. And hopefully he can carry on like this, because we have seen too many times that the Ferrari driver faces bad luck. But currently he's up to third place, 3 seconds behind our leaders. That isn't such a shame. MCC has really tied in the pits, so that was a short appearance from him this week, so it's quite unfortunate he dropped that much of pace, as in the beginning I'll see he was just in the top 2, where we were talking about Bellicaris, and And as you see, not about these two. But these two have hit the roof in pace-wise. And they are the best drivers of this GP4 division. And hopefully it will be a titanic battle between those two. That's something what we want to see. Ryan Verdoom is putting the pressure on Energy then for 5th place. Didn't have a good exit, I think that was a track extending there. But for now on, no penalty. As we have a yellow on sector 3. That's yellow for Romeo if I'm just in time going into pits. Oh, we have a virtual safety car. Will this change anything? We'll take a look at leaders if they might pit. Of course, you never know. It's a free pit stop. We saw yesterday at the Canadian Grand Prix where quite a few were taking advantage of the virtual safety car, but the top two won't. And behind them, also nobody. Behind top 4 we are pitting, but I think it's just not really taking advantage of it, because when they entered pit lane it closed quite immediately. The safety car, of course, I meant. Oh, you guys really putting pressure on mine for what? That's something, that's for sure. Potch is feeling the pressure of Hunter behind him. It's defending the inside of the corners. Oh, I think Slim made a mistake there, because he's losing some time to the car in front of his rival die, of course. And it's close to a second. So the goal gets a free second time penalty, the first one in the top 10. I think that Glass will take over P5, and I'm sure you will. Moves almost to the dirt part of the main straight, and it moves up to 5th place. Currently a great weekend for Glass, who started 10th, is now up to 5th place on the grid, or in the race. I always say grid, but you know what I mean. So Potch is really under pressure from Hunter. And if he can stay close like this, we might see an overtake. And if it also stays like this cap, then we also might see an overtake. But at the moment it seems like Dai is controlling the pace. And they is controlling, and they're both running away from the drivers behind. The rear are stepping away for Slim, I believe. So his rear flap has been opened. He is out, that's a efficient time penalty. But we go to battle for 3rd place with Hunter going back at Potch and takes over 3rd place. So the S10s are back in the top 3. Let's go for some more action between Wittgenstein and Energy Lane. Energy Lane moves up to 8th place. Place where he also started the race. And Paul moves up to 12th place. Oh, he hit lock up at turn 1. That's something we would like to see. That will cost your tire. Dai is opening the dance for pit stop strategy. At the end of lap 9, starting lap 10, Dai is pitting and Hunter is following him. And Dai and Hunter were both in front of the driver they were fighting with. Dai goes to the medium, which is expected. We haven't talked about race strategies yet, but Mexico is a two-stopper, where if you start on soft you go to the medium, try to extend it to lap 25, and then go on to the soft. I'm back again, so excuse me for that. Yes, the Mexican Grand Prix is usually a two-stopper. With if you start on the soft between lap 10 and 12, then going to the medium, then extend that to lap 25, and then go back to the soft again. But Slim immediately reacts, and we have a yellow! There was Biff was off. Potch is now also reacting to Hunter. Slim does the same like Dai did. And we'll move on board to Dai, who has also DRS. But here goes Slim, who had, to be honest, a better in-lap. Then Dai got a better out-lap. We also have a better in front, but this is for the championship, which is going to be really huge. Dai and Slim side by side for the first section. But Dai goes in front, he has more temperature into the mediums, but there goes Slim. He wants that inside, but Dai breaks ultimately late. But he does want to do the switch, but that doesn't happen. Dai is in front, but just. Really just. Mindful Wasp and Euroglass are on a different strategy, with Euroglass now on 10 level softs. And is holding up Dai, but will Dai overtake him entering the stadium section? He will, to put a car between him and Eric Slim. Will Eric Slim go with him? Oh, he thought about it. And also Sonical is behind, but he is more focused on Euroglass than he is on Eric Slim. And Euroglass moves into the pits. But now Dai has DRS on Mindful Wasp, who's on 11 lap old mediums. And if Dai won't pass Mindful Wasp on this straight, then he there might be an issue, as Biff retired on the track. Will it be a safety car? Yes, it will. Safety car is on after 12 laps. 1/3 distance has gone by. Mindful Wasp, as maybe expected, goes into the pits. Will he choose a hard tire or sticks to the medium? Sticks to the medium. Will do the same like he did on the just from the start, let's say. So then we'll have Diane Slim at the front like nothing has changed. Obviously, the drivers will be lost pretty much after the first lap because they have taken some damage. Will now be back in the race. They pretty much have all taken the soft tire. Abiden Sign, Kaya, Shadow Hansen. Dan, and I'm just in time, but he is going for the hard. That could be an interesting choice because the hard tire can go to the end from this point. And if I'm just in time stays calm, then you never know what might be in store for if you stick to that hard tire. I'm just in time, I'll switch to the softs, I see. And he needs to real quickly. Oh, Hunter is dropping. What has happened to him? Somehow is going to the pits, but what's going on with Hunter? Hey, we lost Dan. Kind of weird accident from him, or for him. That's something for the stewards, I believe. So just in time is really closing in on those guys, so we can move back to racing with 20 laps to go. The safety car is going back in, and Unjust Time is still here. So he needs to hurry up quickly, and it will be great for him if he joins when Dia has decided to go. It will be difficult to get here a perfect restart and not being attacked on the first lap. It looks like he is going now. Oh, it's going all over the place. But we are back racing at Mexico City. It looks like he's got it covered. We as others move up to 7th position with Ryan Van Doom passing Hunter for P9. Are there also further moves? Shadow Lancer in P14 and Just in Time will fit it a lot. It goes around the outside. What a move that is. P15 it is for him, but Sonical in last place will have to be patient. That's for sure. We are looking at WSL was looking at the gearbox of Uruguay as we lost Kaya. Kaya crashed out on the S section, and I don't think we'll see a safety car again. Let's go for the battle for 4th place, which is Energy in the 4th place. Really good job from him, as Eric Slim got a 3-second time penalty. Oi, 3 seconds. But Energy then leads for the battle for 4th. In front of Mindful Wasp. Uruglass. WSL Gijs Lodion is also part of this battle. As Paul and Hunter are battling. Hunter is losing further more positions. He doesn't have his mojo moment. Gijs Lodion goes wide, but oh, contact between Uruglass and WSL I saw. So no moves will be made here as there is a gap between Dai and Eric Slim, as you can see. It's a second. Ryan Van Doom has passed a Gijs. And just look at the train at that section. It's quite unbelievable. Unbeaten Sign just has so much better traction than Gijs has. Now you see the ERS being input by the Ferrari driver, but that's just no match for Unbeaten Sign. Well, Gijs does his best and goes up to the inside of Gijs. Gijs has to give up the place there. Oh, and just in time. At the moment, but we have a battle for 4th place currently going on. And here at the 4th place, he just parks it on the apex. So the others are catching a surprise. Above all beats, WSL up the inside, but he lets Mindful Wasp go. We have a yellow, and Potch is off. Oh, Potch is off. I don't think he's got any front wing damage. No, he doesn't, but a mistake in his confidence. We will never know. But oh, I see 3 wide going into the hairpin. Oh! Fiesta party has begun with Unbeaten Sign making it 3 wide and moving up to 6th place. Amazing job by Unbeaten Sign. Here goes Energy then, who wants to go back to 3rd, But will the Alpines make it now 3 wide? No. VSL, oh, what's go around the outside? Oh, contact between the two. The one puts each other off the track, but VSL wants to get the position back. Up the inside of Mindful Wasp. VSL up the inside and goes up to 4th place. And now Mindful Wasp has to keep an eye on the beaten side, which was... that was a little bit ridiculous if you ask me. But... oh, we have safety car. What happened? What? I think I'm just in time has crashed out. Yes. Yeah, he didn't crash out, but he lost his front wing. So we have a second safety car. And but will Dai is going into the pit, same as Eric Slim. They are following each other. And then will Energy then do the same. By the way, they got a 9-second gap. That's kinda crazy. Energy then does it also, but the VSL stays out. He is relatively new soft, mediums I would say. As I see that Dai is moving to the soft. Now Slim to medium. That's an interesting part. Shadowlands stays behind. I think that's a strategic plan they're doing, as I know. Or we could say we know, because I think they told it also in last time out that they were both in a party discussing the strategies, and from now on it looks like this could be a really good one with Dai on the soft and Slim on the medium, but it looks like well, I want to say Dai goes for sprint and Slim goes for the endurance. Maybe not really, but let's see what the restart's going to be. And if you now pick up a medium, it will go to the end. And if there in 5 lap time is going to be another safety car, then it's going to be surely everyone going to the soft. I can't imagine that's going to be a different story. "15 laps left in the Mexican Grand Prix, the 20th round of the GP4 Championship, where if you haven't been as far from the first moments, this man, Dai 36, can be crowned GP4 champion, but he has to get at least 15 points. But if Eric Slim beats him, of course, then we're getting a real showdown in Abu Dhabi next week. The points gap between them is 11 points. With Dai have won 6 races this season and Slim has won 4. And let's see if we're gonna have a huge battle for the GP4 crown. I'm really glad to be a commentator for this season. That's going to be really exciting. We the pit stops have been made, with Dai switching to the soft and Slim for the medium. So that's going to be really interesting, as Dai probably plans to run away directly from Eric Slim, but that's going to be the difficult part. They are in the middle, let's say in the mid pack, with relatively not new, not old mediums. And this is your current race leader, WSL. We've got the Alpine 1-2 at the minute. So in S10 they will be very proud to see, but also in France. Alpine who are the champions from last year, but haven't given a sign of anything to retain that crown. I'm sure we will go back to racing on this lap. I don't see you wait another lap to see Sonical, but Sonical has pretty much joined. Or I'm just in time, who was on the previous circuit also quite late. But how will this restart be? Of course we will follow what's going to happen in front, but also what's going to happen between Dai and Eric Slim, our championship candidates for the crown, and who will follow Cabrinken in his footsteps. The safety car is going in, so WSL can decide wherever he wants to go, and needs to have a perfect run going into turn 1. His teammate was awake, I would say, but is leaving a gap for WSL, so Mindful Wasp will have the pressure as Dai already moves up a position. Your class to the inside. It might be 3 wide. No, it's 2x2. With your glass going into 4th place, passing Poch. They're parking up the apex, and there goes Dai, having that unbelievably fresh soft. Is up to 5th place. Paul actually making a great jump to 7th. How are things going for Dai? He has to fight with the teammate of Dai, Shadowlands, who has got the inside for this corner, but Eric Slim might have taken him off the track. We caught that one. Dai is up to 4th. I think Pot made a mistake. Not really helping him, of course. Just in time retired. Pot is really defending on every apex pretty much. And Pot goes to the pits, probably has taken up some front wing damage, but now we'll see some battles. Because Slim has to. He has to move up some positions. As Dai is already some 4 seconds in front of him. Yeah, he has got the run on pole. Dai moves up to 3rd, but Slim moves up to 6th. Here is Dai. He has only got the Alpines in front, so from then on he can lead the way. But we will be focusing for now on Eric Slim, at least for this part of the lap. Your class struggling. Oh, there wasn't much between them, but Paul goes to 5th. Let's let him go. There goes Shadowlands up to 7th. Oh, contact between the two. Contact between those two. As Energy Nest sticks also his nose in. And DRS has now been enabled. Ryan Van Doel wants to challenge Mindful Wasp. Mindful Wasp will have the battle for the lead. Ryan Van Doel wants to go around the outside. That's going to be really difficult, and it's actually impossible to do it. Energy then moves up to P8, passing and beaten time. We have Sonico exiting the pits. Oh, let's see a front wing of a beaten sign. Just in front, but Energy then has the corner and moves up to 8th. And Air Slim really showing his pace now, but we will be looking at the front. Because Dai is at the point of taking over the lead from WSL. And if he wins and Eric Slim just finishes 6 or lower, he will be the champion tonight. But WSL gives him a run for his money, but can't defend the fact that Dai is fast on the straight with DRS. Sonico retires. We got a safety car, and what's the plan now? What is going to happen? With Sonico retiring after a season best 5th place on the grid. But also Potch isn't doing a great job with 13th after two big moments. One he spun and the second he had also quite a big moment. Yeah, what's going to happen? What would I do? I think in defending he goes to the pits to put on another set of softs, so he will hold some positions. WSL big guys, who's staying out? Eric Slim is staying out. That's interesting. With unbeaten sign staying out, Energy then, Gasolodion, Hunter, his teammate. We just see the same thing on the previous safety car, but then it's a different story. Last time out we had Dai, Shadowlancer, who was, well, Shadowlancer was between Dai and Eric Slim. Now it's the opposite. We have Eric Slim a few places in front. Then here we are looking at Hunter, but behind him is Dai. How fast will he get by them? But also Shadowlands is now on the softs. As it stands like this, Williams will be the Constructors' champions. Because if it stays like this, the gap will be reduced from 75 to 48 points. But you can only get 44 points in a race weekend. So but that will change quite a lot. Be the sign of that session. Then he might be disconnecting. He also gets a 5-second time penalty for ignoring a yellow flag. Don't know what he has done wrong, but I'm sure that's going to be investigated after the race. The whole pack is behind the safety car, but I think we'll carry on for one more lap. I'm sure it will. No! We are going back racing again with 7 laps left in a Mexican Grand Prix. S10 can control the field, wants to make a huge gap to die so he can overcome it. We're back racing as unbeaten Signer moves into the pits. But that's what his AI does, of course. He leads the way in front of Energy then. But how are things looking for between Hunter and Die? You'll take this cam. There, Die is probably on the inside. Oh, he stacks his nose in, but not completely, but wants to go around the outside. And Die picks up a 3-second time penalty. Ooh, and oh, Die is out! Die is out of the race! What has happened? What has happened? Oh! Oh, this is great news for Eric Slim. Because if it stays like this, he will get the full 25 points. Moving on to Abu Dhabi. So he will be 7 points behind, and he will gain 14. So that will be a 3-point gap going to Abu Dhabi. Is that a championship or is that a championship? Oh! This also means that the Aston Martin squad can take a lot of points in the constructors. I will count now. It's just on the limit, 44 points nowadays. And if Shadowlands from now on moves one position, then Williams will win the Constructors' Championship. But also, Ryan Van Doom is on the rear of Gijselodion, but he is also on the rear of EnergyNet, and will Gijselodion pick up in his GP4 debut for the season? Pick up a podium. Oh, Gijselodion had a big moment, but now Mindful was on the soft. Looks to go around the outside. And Hunter has been overtaken. Hunter has been overtaken. Yes, Mindful was made fully use of his softs and now goes up to 4th place. And as it stays like this, Williams will win the Constructors' Championship, but now also Paul is playing a part and moves up to 5th place. Make also use of his soft. And now that is something Shadowlands would like to see, and if he's listening to the stream then he is fully up to date with how things are looking for the Constructors, but he also has to fend off Ryan Van Doom and Glass. That's an equal fight because they are on the same set of tires. I haven't taken a look on the penalties, which I will do right now. Yeah, there you are. 3 seconds for pretty much everyone apart from ESL. But he isn't in the fight for the big points, as we see a moment from Paul. Paul moves up to 4th. Mindful Wasp almost makes it 3 wide, oh my goodness. But Paul is up to 4th. Oh, Mindful Wasp with a big dive. but Paul smashes the door on him. Back to the tire range, where Paul will have the advantage of Gijs. This will be a battle between those two for position, because they both have a penalty. Paul goes up to third place. And Mindful Wasp goes with him. Fourth place it is for Mindful Wasp, and Hunter and Shadowlancer are battling. Oh, Shadowlancer has been taken around by Hunter. And beaten sign hasn't got back into his car, and I think that will stay the same pretty much. Energy then is letting Paul go. Is that strategically? Looking at the Constructors' Championship now, Slim 325 points. Hunter with 6th place 8 is minus 33 of 75. That's going to be 42 points. But Shadowlancer takes at the moment 2 points. So it will be really tight. Mindful Wasp wants to attack Energy then, and he moves up to 3rd place. Gijs picks a penalty. This is going to be penalty free. Williams got 6 seconds, I thought it was the first one. After this we will have 3 laps left in the Mexican Grand Prix, with Alex Lim going to his 5th win of the season already. Hunter is going up to 6, with overtaking Ryan Van Doom, adding 2 extra points to his tally. Those are the others on Gijs, and he will have a massive run on Gijs. Up to 5th he goes. Oh, Gijs wanted also to get a position back, but Ryan Van Doom gets a penalty and drops all the way to 8th. He was in 3rd place not very long ago. Paul is pushing all the way to get Mindfuls out of that 3-second window, and he has 2 laps left to do it. And knowing Paul, he is doing everything again to do it. We got a yellow. That's Mindful Wasp. Who's off? I thought this was breaking was up, but it really isn't. And he retires into the pits, I believe. No, he goes for the fastest lap, I believe. He just doesn't get lapped, but I think he also rage quit it. Anyway, the last lap has been ended by Eric Slim, who is going to his 5th Grand Prix victory. But Paul is riding the wheels off of that Haas. He should be in the Ferrari, of course, but we will add those points, of course, to the Ferrari. He's in a second, but he is just a lap too late. But for sure with Paul he will secure 2nd place from pretty much the back. That's really a great achievement. He's closing him ultimately down. But around the final corner he took the fight to die and he comes out as a winner. Eric Slim wins the Mexico Grand Prix and the championship will go down to the wire at Abu Dhabi. SFR Paul finishes 2nd, Mindful was 3rd, Energy then 4th, Hunter in 5th. This means that Williams has won the Season 10 GP4 Division Constructors Championship. So Williams is the winner of this championship, but we have only one eye to next week, which is the GP4 showdown between Die 36 and Eric Slim. Driver of the day, of course, SFR Paul started from the back. We are familiar to see a Haas driver go from the back to pretty much the podium. But this time it's the turn of SFR Paul. Here we have your winner, Eric Slim, with Paul in 2nd and Mindful Wasp in 3rd. We will of course invite him to the party, but I will also invite Shadow Lancer if he wants to come, of course. But I will go, of course, one final time through the results of the Mexican Grand Prix. Eric Slim wins the race in front of Paul and Mindful Wasp. Will also start at Saudi top 10, quite impressive. Energy then finishes in 4th place, just in front of Hunter. 5th place, Euroglass 6. Shadowlands brings home the constructors title for Williams. Ryan Verdum 8th, Gasoledi on 9th. Potch with the fastest lap 10th, and outside the points are Unbeaten Sign, WSL, Die, Sonic, I'm Just in Time, Kaya, Dan, Biff and MCFC. I will invite the top 3 plus the Shadow Lancer, and I will be back with you in a minute. I invited the 4 drivers I mentioned, so let's see if they are gonna join. I'm sure Slim is gonna join, he always joins with us. But we have got Shadowlancer firstly in the party.
Oh.
Thank you for my ears, Tom.
I apologise,
really,
but you're welcome. But bloody hell, that felt like a win. It really did.
Well, we're gonna firstly start with you because Williams have won the constructors title for season 10 in GP4. So how do you feel about that?
Mate. Oh my god, it can't sink in, but mate, it was. This race has been a roller coaster. I mean, the season as a whole has been a roller coaster, and I just want to thank Dai because I think with his wins, he's done most of the work. I just did what I had to do. Yeah, makes on a personal scale, it makes up for season 8 as well. But oh my god, I don't know what to say. Wow.
Yes, and were you guys also up to date how things were going for that championship in the race itself?
Well, it's
Are you there still, or I asked you?
Sorry, I misheard you, but yeah, it was just. I think I knew like if we could outscore Aston Martin, then yeah, then if we could outscore both, at least they don't score enough to keep it going into the final round. And I knew that we could do it, that we can wrap it up today. But it was just about keeping on those. I mean, heart goes out to Dai because I think he could have easily won that race to take that driver's title in the final round, but ultimately fair play to Slim for winning this race, and also even more so for Truman Hunter for giving us put it nicely. It was such an incredible battle. Like, I respect you both.
So I want to thank you for giving us the interview, for winning the constructors, and also congratulations to Dai for achieving this result. So we'll see you next week at Abu Dhabi. Then we are going to our race winner, which is Eric Slim. It's your 5th race win, and you're going into Abu Dhabi with a 3 points advantage going into Abu Dhabi against Dai. So how do you feel about that one?
Yeah. Feel bad honestly for him for crashing today, but yeah, nothing's decided yet, so I guess it's kind of fun to keep the championship alive till the last race.
And in the race it also looks like that he might just have a little bit more pace than you. Did you also saw that?
Tonight, I honestly don't, because I was, yeah, I was happy the first few 10 laps, I think, or 9. Behind him, I was on a full battery. I was just waiting for the perfect opportunity. But unfortunately, we had some VSCs and then a full safety car, so yeah, never came.
Yeah, the safety cars played a really big part in the battle of you two, but for next week hopefully it will be a great one and give us a really good showdown, because that's what this season really deserves.
Yeah, until the next one.
So we're going to Mindful Wasp, as I think Paul didn't join the interview. So Mindful Wasp, congratulations with your third place. With all the hectic, I didn't really saw your race, the fully distance, but can you tell us more about your race?
Sure. It was quite an eventful race. I think over the last, say about 10 races.
Fuck you, Wasp.
There's been some unfortunate events happening. For example, in Japan. I think the strategy was more working against, especially in the racing. But the race was good. I had reasonable pace. Obviously qualifying 11th, they just couldn't put that together. But the strategy was there, and it was off. And I knew that I was some good points. I was expecting 4th, maybe 5th, and then I sort of died, crashed out. So I kind of went for it. So yeah, I think the strategy paid off really well. So yeah, long awaited first podium.
Yes, and the first one is always the best one, so hopefully you can finish the season well with maybe another podium next week, who knows?
Maybe, we should see, but looking at the top 4 drivers in the league, I'd be sceptical, but I think realistically we all know where we stand, and anything other than like a win, even 6th is a win for us, as midfield drivers. So yeah, it's looking forward to Abu Dhabi next week. It's a good track, potentially with some safety cars. So yeah.
Thank you for your time, and we'll see you next week for the last race of the season.
Sounds good. See you then.
And that was the coverage for the GP4 race, round 20 of the Mexican Grand Prix. For next week we'll have a great showdown between Eric Slim, who leads 3 points from tie 36. Be all there next week when the GP4 championship will be decided. So I will say have a good night everyone, and we'll see you next week.